When I was in high school, the only two things I needed in my literature class were a red pen and a textbook. I would sit down, open the book, and hold my red pen, ready to write down my teacher's interpretation of the literature. Our class was a bank, filled with empty containers ready to be deposited with information. Every year, my bag of information got heavier and heavier as different teachers deposited their own knowledge and information. I carried around the bag, full of knowledge, without knowing how to use it correctly. Fortunately, this bag of knowledge did help me graduate high school by successfully getting me through all the exams and standardized tests. Now, on the first day of my college literature class, I went into the classroom with my red pen and my book. When I opened the door, I was pleasantly surprised by the peculiar seating arrangement. Everyone was sitting around a big oval-shaped table, and I couldn't even figure out who the professor was. When the class began, the first question out of my professor's mouth was, "What did everyone think about the novel?" I found this simple and obvious question very confusing. Nowhere in my heavy bag could I find the answer to the question. That moment, I realized this bag was useless. So what did my 12 years of education, starting from elementary to high school, forget to give me? Critical thinking skills. If you ask me why critical thinking is important, I give you two words: liberation and empowerment. In our society, we are flooded with information and knowledge every day. Critical thinking allows us to become critical consumer of information. It brings us liberation, free from the unwarranted and undesirable control of unjustified beliefs. It also brings us personal empowerment, as it enables us to evaluate societal ideologies and draw our own conclusions, leading us to take control of our own decisions. So how can we as teachers go beyond the act of depositing knowledge and raise critical thinkers in our secondary English classrooms? First, it is important for us to reflect our position in the classroom. What is our role in the classroom? A depositor or a facilitator? Sage on the stage or guide on the side? When teachers are seen as the authority figure, students typically attempt to draw out teachers' correct answer as they seek for teachers' validation and approval. This is a setting that is fatal, as students lose the ownership of their own voices. It is important that authority and power is shared between the teacher and the class. Teachers need to step down from the position of power and construct a reciprocal relationship with the students, where students are encouraged to critically evaluate the given information. Then, we need to develop a multicultural curriculum and use multicultural literature in the classroom. Multicultural texts validate and celebrate students' culture and experience. By reading a text that is relevant and relatable, students are able to openly share their own heritage and build self-efficacy. Also, by providing multicultural texts, English language art classroom can be an avenue for students to understand intercultural connections and reflect on all cultures that exist in our society. Here, students are challenged to escape their ethnocentric and present-centered views in order to develop historical empathy for people living at different places and times. When students enter the classroom, students should interact with the text by taking on rich tasks. Rich tasks should include high-order thinking, collaboration, a real-world-like setting, and most importantly, the end product that is open-ended, complex, authentic, and takes a variety of formats. In this space, students are able to engage in meaningful dialogue, exchange ideas and personal values, challenge traditional ways of thinking, work across differences, and negotiate meaning. Also, it is important for teachers to make students' thinking visible, provide strategies such as think aloud or promise through web, and help students develop their metacognition. While experts complete many tasks without consciously thinking about what they're doing, learners need the expert's thinking to be brought to the surface. By acknowledging their metacognition, students are able to examine their construction of knowledge and use various strategies to access complex information in their future learning. I would like to end my message with another quote by bell hooks. Being oppressed means the absence of choices. We as teachers have the power to oppress or liberate students. When we're burdening our students with our thoughts and our own interpretations, we're taking away opportunities for our students to construct their own meaning of the text. But when we create a safe space for students to freely converse with their colleagues, explore new ideas, and pose questions, we're raising self-sufficient intellectuals who are empowered to take control of their own choices.